Howdy. Welcome back to another video for those who are tuning in. I just recorded this, but I stumbled over my words a few times and I couldn't fucking regather my thoughts. So I'm giving this another crack. I've got a poem here called Opportunities Dance. It's written by Carissa Ann Lynch, who is a USA Today best-selling author. A little blurb about her. She's always loved to read, never considered herself a writer until a few years ago when she couldn't find a book to read and decided to write her own story. With a background in psychology, she's always been a little bit obsessed with the darker areas of the mind and social problems. So, we'll give this poem a read and a small reflection, and then we'll call it there. Opportunities dance. In every failure, a gateway appears, where opportunities dance, dispelling fears. For those who seek solutions, bright they gleam, like stars that grace a midnight splendid dream. Let not the stumble halt your hopeful stride. Rise from despair, let innovation guide. With optimism as our guiding light, success awaits those who persist and fight. Good poem. I like the first two lines and the last two lines, but this is a good poem. In every failure, a gateway appears, when opportunities dance, dispelling fears. Little story from today. I guess why I chose a theme about opportunities. I was at the gym, and I saw this afternoon. I saw what looked to be like a young teen trying to do some tricep pull downs, and he was essentially doing it wrong. He looked like he was maybe new to the gym with his technique. He looked a bit nervous when he was putting the way he was changing the weight, the way he was looking around. You can usually tell when they're fairly new and a bit anxious. So I'd seen someone go and try to give him a hand, but he kind of kept reverting back to his some of the mistakes that he was doing prior to him getting tips. So I was just like, I'm gonna go fucking say something, because I felt like he would have appreciated it. So go down. Before I go down, I was a bit nervous about just approaching him. I didn't know how he'd take someone giving him a tip or giving him advice. So I just pulled up to him and I just said, introduce myself. I didn't introduce myself, but I just said, hey, can I give you a tip? I just changed the equipment that he was using, and just gave him some tips on how to stand and how to contract the muscle. But I remember leaving the gym feeling really good, and I remember feeling nervous beforehand. But there was a moment before going to see him where I kind of said to myself, there's a little fucking saying that I usually say when I'm about to do something a bit, especially when it comes to social settings. I'll just say something like, it won't kill you, or you're gonna die anyway. And it's a very extreme way to think about it, but I like to say it or repeat it to myself, because it kind of it makes me very present with what's happening, and it shows how little or how insignificant my nerves are to the actual scenario that's happening. And I used to do it a lot when I was, years ago, when I used to try and pull girls at a club. Before I'd do an opening line, or if I can go and introduce myself, I'd say that, and it would kind of dispel fears, because it would just be like, oh, look, if she rejects me. So I just remember saying that again today, just to myself, even though he was a teen, he was young. It was I still was nervous. I didn't know how he would take the advice. And plus, I usually don't talk to people at the gym, but I am getting better. I think I'm getting a lot better with like smiling at people and shit and nodding, and especially to the regulars. But yeah, I think I wanted to choose a poem about opportunities because yeah, I felt really good after. I felt I introduced like at the end I could feel like he had learned something as well, and if I didn't face that fear of whether I was gonna fucking go introduce myself or go give this guy a tip, he'd fucking still be, I think he'd be just as nervous, or he may have hurt himself, and that would have plagued my mind for the rest of the afternoon. The fact that I saw this guy struggling with an equipment and I didn't go and help him. The usage of the equipment, sorry. And I'm so glad that I did that, because now I'm gonna use that for the rest of the fucking weekend, and propel myself into the week as well, with seizing opportunities. I think that first line, in every failure a gateway appears for the opportunities, where opportunities dance, dispelling fears. And I can think of so many countless opportunities I had to go talk to people, introduce myself, come off as more friendly, not just at the gym, but just in my general day-to-day life, which aren't failures, but they're just moments that opportunities I didn't seize. And I'm glad that I was able to do something this afternoon at the gym, because I know I'm going to think about that, and I'm going to use it when I see someone else maybe that needs a hand, or when another opportunity arises to fucking be a bit more pleasant, be a bit more pleasant to be around. I think that is something I want to focus on more, and I think opportunities dance. What truly, when you face those fears, it opens a lot of doors. So look, I've made hopefully a friend at the gym now, and I think I can make a few more friends if I'm a bit more approachable. So yeah, good poem, very good poem. All right, deuces. Cheers for tuning in on this Friday. It was raining today. Fucking put me in a good mood. The T-ville. It's sunny now, but it's been raining all day, so I'm looking forward to hopefully I'll go to the creek this weekend, and take my ute out, maybe go 4-wheel driving. We'll see. Right. Cheers for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the weekend.